Quite the commotion at Tulsa County Election Board today as voters cycled in and out to get registered at the last minute. The deadline to apply in person at the election board ended an hour ago, but there's a lot going on right now behind the scenes. Mason Morrow is live at the Tulsa County Election Board. And Mason, you've been there all day long, so what's happening right now?
Yeah, Mike, well, we've seen Tulsa County Election Board workers at the front windows there in the lobby, really busy trying to get people coming in to vote, register to vote last second before the deadline at 5 o'clock today. But right now, going on in the back of the building, there's even more chaos going on as the Tulsa County Election Board is counting the first absentee ballots that have come in from across the county.
We're going to be processing overnight and going without sleep and whatever it takes to get them counted.
What it takes for this 2020 general election is more than the Tulsa County Election Board ever imagined.
That's what we'll be doing hour after hour, day after day, meeting after meeting.
Coronavirus is concerning voters, passing on in-person voting at polling places on election day, instead opting to vote absentee.
This is the year for records.
Election board officials expect over 100,000 mail-in ballots by 7 o'clock on November 3rd. They tried filing through 18,000 at their first meeting on Friday.
We're just getting started.
That starting line looks different than any other decision year. Tulsa County Election Board Secretary Gwen Freeman and a representative from the Tulsa County Republican and Democratic parties make up the board. The trio called in reinforcements to help process ballots. The board and 9 others are tasked with verifying absentee affidavits.
Their primary job is to sift through these absentee ballots and obviously set aside the ones that are definite yeses.
A yes affidavit includes the voter's signature and valid voter ID or notarization.
All those things are in place and ready to rock. Then they set those aside to be processed.
If something is wrong, it's dropped in the bin to the right. Those maybes are presented to the 3-person panel. They individually vote to decide if the ballot is counted or rejected.
And we have a very strict way of verifying that the voters is who they say they are, and that's what makes people feel comfortable about it.
The pandemic putting a damper on polling places puts more pressure than ever on absentee approval. Election board members must scan quickly without making any mistakes.
We make sure that we renew that sense of urgency and that sense of, this is extremely important.
Now, I asked Freeman during the meeting if she could get any sort of indication as to how many of those affidavits were put in the maybe pile that would be presented to the 3-person committee for consideration. And you'd think with as many as they're getting in that it would be quite a few, but she said it's actually less because voters this year actually have the option to use voter identification like a driver's license as a copy on their affidavit. She also told me she wants voters to know that those ballots were registered and counted by the county today, but they won't know the results from those votes until November 3rd on Election Day. Reporting live at the Tulsa County Election Board, Mason Morrow, 2 Works for You.